first time, but they're running very, very close at the moment. Ferdinand Omanyala looking for a little bit more here in the closing stages, and the Kenyan athlete gets it. 9:95 on the clock. That was one.
Bromell snatched a foot out of the field there. Gatlin trying to go with him, and on the near side, Omanyala trying to dress, but he's come back to him.
So welcome to Sportswave Champions, Insight and Mindset Moment.
Thank you.
This is a session where you get a brief moment to talk with our sports champions, understand their mindset, perspective, and insight on both their personal and professional life. Today, we're glad to have Ferdinand Omanyala, Africa's fastest man, with a season best of 9.84 seconds, which is second in the world. In the 2023 season, he has participated in the following championships. The first one was in February 15, World Indoor Tour, which was a 60-meter dash in Lille in France, with a new record of 6.54 seconds. On April 12th, he won the South African Athletics Grand Prix with a time of 10.05 seconds. On the 29th same month, won Botswana Golden Grand Prix with a time of 9.78 seconds. On May 13th, he also won Kipchoge Keino Classic in Kenya with a time of 9.84 seconds. Same May 27th, he was placed third in Rabat Diamond League with a time of 10.05 seconds. June 2nd, he attained second position in Florence Diamond League with a time of 10.05 seconds too. July 21st, he won Diamond League in Monaco with a time of 9.92 seconds. August 20th, he was placed 7th, that is during the World Championship in Budapest, with a time of 10.07 seconds. 10th September, he won a Continental Tour Gold in Zagreb with a time of 9.94 seconds. And lastly, in September 16th, he was third in the Diamond League finals with a time of 9.85 seconds. Please welcome and thank you so much for creating time for us. And if you don't mind, Ferdinand, welcome. Karibu sana. I know you have a very busy schedule, and creating time just to share it is very key and important to us. So if you don't mind, could you just briefly explain how the season was? The statistics that I've read, there are 9 races which you took part in. You managed to get below 10, 5 of them, and then 4 were under 11. The best, of course, being 9.78, which I believe you achieved in Botswana, while the worst was 10.07, which was at the Budapest World Championship. So if you could briefly explain, of course, it has been a very busy season with ups and downs. Yeah, so if you could briefly explain to us, how the season was, considering those ups and downs, and probably what your plans are heading towards Olympic 2024.
Yeah, so thank you for having me. It's the second time we're doing this, so it's
Yes.
I'm honored. Yeah, so I can say my season has been 95% successful. Of course, the 5% is those races that I want to achieve what I've planned for, but I don't get to achieve what exactly I planned for. The big one being the World Champs. The World Champs was I can't say it was a disappointment, but the performance wasn't as I expected, because I was getting into the World Champs as a favorite, because I was getting there as the world rank #1 and the second fastest man in the world. So my aim in the World Champs was to medal. And getting into the World Champs, running the heats especially, my heat was very good, because I did a 9.97 in the heats, and it was an easy run. So I was expecting a faster time going into the finals and the semis, but that didn't happen. That's why I say my season was 95%. And some days, it's sports. We win, sometimes we lose. And the most important thing is just to get back and snap out of all that disappointment. And that's what happened in like 2 weeks after the World Champs. I went and ran 994 in Zagreb, winning the Continental Tour gold. And then I went and medaled at the Diamond League. I came number 3 with that. I've never finished, apart from 2021. This is the season that I finished on a high with 9.85 seconds. And it's been successful because I've been running sub-10th from February, and up to the end of the season, I've maintained my form. And running sub-10th the whole 6 months is not easy, basing that we've done 39 races this year. And now going into the Olympic season, for me, I can say we have picked a lot of lessons going into the Olympic season. And next year, for sure, we are going to cut some races. We are going to reduce our number of races just to make sure that we focus on the Olympics. And there are many changes we've made. Timo Omanyala knows what happened at the World Champs, which I didn't really want to disclose. And we'll see some changes. You guys will see some changes in the next 2 or 1 month. And some will be big news, which I don't know how people will take it, but we're expecting that in less than a month. So we've made changes in the Timo Omanyala camp. And going into the Olympics, we are going into the Olympics with professionalism and getting into the Olympic season with so much experience drawn from the last 3 seasons, because I've done 2 seasons professionally, being a pro athlete. So we're going into the Olympic season with all armored vehicles in terms of our training, in terms of our preparations, in terms of our picking of our races. Because now we're not going just to compete anywhere, because previously we've just been competing a lot of races, different parts of the world. But now going into Olympics, we're going to be specific with what we want. And this season, I've learned that the competition is up there. The competition is in the Diamond Leagues. The competition is in the Continental Tour Gold. So this season, we've done races right from Challenger Series all the way to the Diamond League Series. And I can assure you that the competition is at the Diamond League. That's where you get to compete with people who are going to sharpen you. Like they say, iron sharpens iron. So that's what you're going to focus more next season, just to compete in races that are going to add value and not to compete in races that you're going to win. Yes, it's good to compete in those races, but it's not going to benefit me as a top athlete as far as sprint is concerned, because I'm among the fastest. I've finished actually number 3 this year in the world. In terms of ranking, the points where they put all your races together and the points that you've earned and all that, put me number 3 in the world. So that's what we are going to build on going into the next season.
Happy to hear that. And it's good that you've taken your time to think on what happened and what you want to do into the next season, so that for you to be able to maintain your performance and and get to that level that you're looking forward to. I'm happy we are waiting to hear the new changes. Hopefully the technical your technical bench or the entire team. That's actually one of the motives of this interview, was just to pick your mind on how you're preparing for the next season based on what you learned in this season. Could you just let
I'm
me
sure
know?
we'll have another interview after the news are out, and then we'll explain more on why I had to choose and where to make that decision.
The last interview we had with you, so many people watched, and they're very happy.
Nice.
You inspired a lot, and we will keep on doing this more and more. I always want to get your perspective in terms of your mindset, training, and the professional aspect of handling yourself as an athlete and your team. Because that's what can help others, not just
of course,
stories that cannot really make somebody think or better themselves. So could you just explain to me how you qualify for Olympics? What is the process of getting into the Olympics?
So there are 2 ways of qualifying the Olympics. Of course, I'll speak on athletics because that's where I am.
That's what I want to.
Yes. So there's the qualifying time, which has already been set. The qualify for 100 meters, for you to qualify, you have to run 10.00 or below. So it's either you do a 9.9. So to be safe, you have to do a sub 10 basically to qualify for the Olympics. The standard have been put higher because looking at this season, I think it's only 15 people who ran under 10 seconds. So you can see that's a lot of commitment needs to be done by athletes to qualify. So if by June 30th, that's when the Olympic qualifying window closes. It opened in June this year. So between June this year and June next year, athletes have the time to run the under 10 seconds to get to the Olympics team.
Okay.
I mean, to qualify for the Olympics, because getting into the team is another thing. To qualify for the Olympics. So that's one. Number two is the world ranking basis. So there's a system called the world ranking in the World Athletics, which is on the website of the World Athletics. So with the world ranking now, the one I was saying I'm number 3. I'm ranked 3rd in the world. So by June next year, June 30th, after they look at the world ranking, they'll give athletes the opportunity who have not qualified. There are those athletes who will be running 10 zeros, 10 ones, but the points they have gathered put them among the top 56 sprinters in the world. So if your name appears to be among the top 56, based on the world ranking system and based on the times that you've run and the the points that you've gathered, and you're among the top 56 athletes, then you're in. So you might be among the top 56 athletes, but your country has more than 5 sprinters who are running under 10 seconds, or maybe have 5 sprinters among the top 56 athletes. So then that's again a disadvantage because every country only needs 3 sprinters from each country. So now that comes down to trials. Now that's where now the federations organizes trials. So in those trials, they take the top 3 athletes. It doesn't matter they take the top 3 athletes, of course, if you have qualified. If all of you, let's say in Kenya, there could be other sprinters who have done under 10 seconds, let's say 4 sprinters. But now the entry list for Olympics, they only need 3 sprinters. So during the trials is when now they'll organize the trials, and then there's a competition where the top 3 are picked. So they'll pick the top 3 sprinters from the 4 or 5 who have qualified. So you find among the top 56, there are those athletes who will be removed. Like USA always have more than 5. So you find only 3 have made it to the Olympics team. And then all these other ones, they are removed from the world ranking system in the qualifying system for the Olympics. So find you might be number 72 in the world ranking, but when they remove these countries who have more than 3 athletes, you find yourself number 56. And that's how now you qualify for the Olympics. So with the names will be decided on June 30th. After the Olympic qualifying period is closed, now they go now to the quarters where they look at the world ranking quarter, and then they send the invitation to the federations. They say your athlete is now ranked 56 according to the qualifying standards at the Olympics. Now now it's the federation, now comes down to the federation if they want to put the athlete or not, but mostly they put the athlete in. But then for our sake now in Kenya, the 800, 1500, we have more than 8 athletes who have qualified for the Olympics already. Now it comes down to the trials. So now you find the trials for the Olympics is always the hardest. The Olympics and the World Championships for long distance in Kenya and for sprints in the US. It's always the hardest because 8 people have already qualified. They only need 3. So you find it's always very hard for people to make the Olympics team. So that's how you make the Olympics team.
So meaning you could be better placed in the world ranking and you lose the trials and you're out of the Olympics.
Yeah. And it's always like that. You're not in the team.
You're not in the team.
And now to make it worse, for World Championships, there's always a wild card. There's a wild card for Diamond League winners, and there's a wild card for the Olympic World Championship. Yeah, World Champs, yes. But now for Olympics, the wild card is only for the Olympic champion. So there's no Diamond Leagues and the previous Olympic champions. They have wild cards. So in the case of wild cards, let's say Lamont Jacobs, the Italian, has a wild card for the Olympics. So in his country, they'll pick extra 3 athletes. So in his country, we'll have 4 representatives in the Olympics?
Yeah, it's good that you're learning more about these races and competition at that high level before the Olympics. You know, the lessons you're picking the lessons before the Olympics. You see, if you could have, you know, ended up in the Olympics without being well prepared technically, psychologically, and it's a
tough.
one. Yes, it's tough, and it comes only once. You never know. So
the next one is coming like 2032. I mean 2028. 2028 is 4 years.
Yeah, you never know. Now, based on this, I'd like you to help me understand, from your perspective, the last two World Championships, which have been a very good platform for you to, you know, get to do a self-introspection and analyze your technical capability and your technical team as we move towards the Olympics. What I would want you to help me understand is in the Oregon, yes, we understood you got there late, so there was no time to prepare, and you didn't even settle. You just had to do it. But again, 2 weeks later, you went to Birmingham and won the Commonwealth Games, 100 meters. What could have happened? Just slightly, what could have happened in Budapest? Because, as you said, you were going to Budapest as one of the favorites, but things did not work as you had thought or planned.
Like I said when I started, it's like Team Omanyala knows what happened. That's why we are going into the changes we're going to make in the next season. So I'll say we'll talk about this after the changes have been announced, because I don't want to be the one announcing. So after we announce the changes that we've made in the team, and now that's when I can speak and say this is what happened and this what caused this and that. So
So if I hear you correctly, there are a lot of lessons that you learned. There are a lot of lessons.
Many. Because you see, for me, I believe nothing happens in coincidence for me in my life, because I believe everything happens for a reason, you know. And to explain, there are very many people out here who asked me, the Omanyala who ran the heats and the Omanyala who ran the semis, there are two different people. So, you know, you can't really put that into perspective and just try and explain it scientifically and all that. But like I said, we know what happened, so that's why we are making a lot of changes. And it happened for a reason, because if maybe it couldn't have happened, I could go and have the same mess in the Olympics, then cost me at the Olympics.
You seem to have captured all my concerns, because I'd broken this down into like segments and areas just for me to be able to understand what happened. But you've kind of captured everything, and of course stated that the lessons, there are so many lessons that you learned. Of course, you do not want to speak about it right now, because that was my main aim, to not talk to you and see if at least you got some things.
You
got
understand,
some things that can help you, move forward, because we're all happy when you do well. If we see something going wrong, we need to come in, talk about it in a friendly way.
Help.
It can help, trigger some thought, that can help you plan, going into the future.
Next. Of course, after we have made everything official and announced, we'll explain. Of course, I don't want anybody else to get into that same thing and same situation that I was in, because having expectations and performing below your expectations really affected me, of course, because after we were even planning to cancel the races after the World Champs, but we sat down and said no, we can't, because we had a plan and we need to move forward. So you need to like snap out of everything that happened in Budapest, so just come back, and that's how I ended up performing even better. Because I was telling someone, if the Diamond League final could be the World Championships final, then we could have a silver, or even better. So so that's why I say it was a lesson that for me, God was trying to show me what to do going into the Olympic season.
So tell me, I'll not delve on the technical issues that you're working on, but now I want you to tell me in terms of psychological preparedness or whatever you thought and felt at the start line. When you're going at the start line, I know there's a way you're feeling, and when you finished seventh, I don't think it was the same feeling, and you must have asked yourself a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I just want you to explain or let me get to know what you felt. Maybe midstream when you knew this had gone. Siwezi pata.
Yeah. So after the semis, I got into the finals with a small queue, and that was the last thing I was expecting. Actually, I saw World Athletics talking about the queue room, and I was not even bothered because I knew there's no way I'm going to the queue room to wait for the other hits, because I'm getting in as a favorite, and getting to the finals for me won't be a big deal. I've competed with all these people, so for me getting to the finals was going to be just like a normal thing. But then getting in the queue room, that was a shock for me. And I was like, I might not be in the final. And, all these things were happening in my head, and all these questions were like, why am I here? Like, you're trying to maybe think you're dreaming or something. So that really got into me, because it was a shock for me getting into the queue room. And then, and the finals is coming 1 hour, 30 minutes later. So you're still, in that state of mind that you're not, I mean, like, it's a shock, and your body's trying to adapt. You're getting into this final as not the favorite anymore, So my mind was still trying to process all that. The finals is here, and you have to run. So I did my run, and it was flat. There was no change of speed in any point of that race, because I just ran flat. And I thought maybe I could be among the top 5, but number 7 was a disappointment for me, because of course anybody else will say we are proud of you to getting into the finals, and you're among the top 8 in the world champs. For me, that was not my goal. My goal was to get a medal. And looking up the screen, I remember I felt energyless, and I just like sat down on the track, and just want this stadium to fall over again, and we just start again. But it happened, and like I said, it's a lesson that we learn. And going now forward, you just have to pick yourself up, and what defines a person is how you handle yourself in time like that. You don't, winning is, we win, after winning, you celebrate. Sometimes you forget the nitty gritties that you were in place for that. But then when you lose is when now you realize and start thinking like what really happened, and what can we do to make it better next time. All that happened when you lose, and it hits you hard that these are challenges that you have to face them going forward.
I get. So it's the shock that caused you all this. You never expected it, and you didn't plan and prepare for it. And that's a very big lesson. As a sportsman, I think
exactly.
You should expect anything, anytime. I was talking to.
But in this case, I wasn't.
Just go on.
Yeah, in this case, I wasn't, because I just jogged a 996 yesterday. So for me coming to struggle running 10:0, that was a big shock. Yeah, of course.
I understand, and I feel you. I was talking to a boxer the other day, and I was just asking. She's a lady. I was asking her how, when you get a knockout in the ring, what goes in through your mind, and how she could relate that to life. And she gave me a very interesting analogy. She told me that life is like being in that ring. You get knocked down, the referee will count you out, and it's you to make your mind whether to proceed or
Or
give
just
up.
let it go.
Yeah, let it go. So she was telling me, like, even in life, so bad things happened to her, things she did not expect. But she takes it like a boxing ring. I mean, a boxing match where you get knocked out flat. They count for you when if you're able to wake up within the 8 counts. Now it's you to decide. You wipe your hands and continue. So,
Yeah.
I think that is a very important lesson for anyone that you could have run like 9.98, yesterday, and today you're not able to make the same run.
Yeah.
And if it happens,
you're struggling.
you're struggling. And if it happens, what should you do? Yeah, you should maybe put
quick.
Yes, say
Yeah,
okay,
you
it
have
has
to
happened.
adjust
fast.
very fast, because the semis and the finals in big championships are 2 hours apart. So you need to adjust.
So put a plan in place.
Yeah. Or better yet, just run the semis and win.
Don't like hold yourself to the finals. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. Yeah.
So there are two good African runners. This is the guy from South Africa, Akani, and Tebogo from Botswana. Yeah, they're also coming up very nice and chasing your title as the African fastest man. Even though you want to be the world fastest man, they're also aspiring for the same.
Yes.
But start from home. You have to beat the opposition at home before you go. Yeah. What is your relationship?
Yes.
What is your relationship with them, and how are you handling that competition?
We have a very good relationship. We talk from time to time, frequently, with both of them, especially Tebogo. Tebogo is I look at him as my brother who is running, because I call him schoolboy, and he likes that. So we talk, just not with them alone. I'm friendly to all these athletes, because I respect the fact that the athlete, the strength and the courage to just come on that start line for me. That's respect to all of them. So I talk to those who are willing to talk to me, of course, but we speak a lot, and we have conversations, and we encourage each other, and but when we get to track, it's business. There's rivalry when we get to track, and when what people see on cameras, they think this is who we are, but that's business. We are working. We are there for ourselves. It's for your own personal good. So there's no I'm going to laugh with you on track. This is my job. It's better I take you out and make sure that by 50 meters I'm finishing. Yeah. So, but after that, we are good friends. It's a sport. We're not going to be doing this forever. We are here for a period of time, and when we are out, some of us will go into management. Some of them will go into coaching. And when you're taking that rivalry out of, you're taking it personally, then imagine me being a organizer of a meet, a very big meet in the world, and then you have athletes, and then you're asking me if I can take your athletes. Of course, I won't take them, because you remember the relationship we had wasn't good. So you see, it goes beyond track, and at some point we'll need each other, and it's a connect that you're building, and we are building a big friendship that will help us in the future, not just now. And for competition wise, I'm still the fastest man in Africa. Of course, I want to drop that time more and more, and make it even harder for anybody in my generation or the next generation to break that record. So that's my dream. I appreciate the competition that's in here, and I appreciate that we are pushing each other, and it doesn't make me sleep, because anytime I'm thinking of resting, I'm thinking someone else is training to come and beat my record. So that's healthy competition amongst us.
Between the two, whom do you think is the most threat?
I can't say there's a threat, because 977 is quick and we are taking it down. So maybe I'm a threat to myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. it's good to be confident. It's good to, understand and know yourself,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
know your capability. If you can take it down, the better for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope it could be part of your next season strategy, but allow me to ask, it could help
Yeah.
other people. In terms of your body weight, do you maintain a constant body weight or for your races, or you just work out and just look at the program? Body weight, don't really think much about
No,
it.
yeah, we don't really look at the body weight because we've never touched on it. Yeah. We just
But
make sure that we are fit and able to carry my body weight anytime I compete.
but don't you think it's something to also be monitoring?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't want to spill again that one.
Okay,
But
okay,
the technical team that's coming in
okay,
will
okay.
is mention that a lot.
Oh, they
Yeah.
did. Okay, 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 okay,
Yeah, yeah. So I'm really looking forward to see how they're going to handle it.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
I believe most of the advice will come in our next interview for the rest. So we will save that for the
Yes.
next interview
Yeah.
so that they can understand
Yeah. I hope, yeah.
everything
Yeah, we'll do
holistically.
it. We should do it before even next year. Yeah.
Okay, before next year. So let's plan around November. No,
December.
early
December.
December or mid-December.
Yeah. 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 That will be. We'll have all the answers. We'll have the season also planned out. We'll have picked our races,
Okay,
knowing if we are doing indoors or we're doing all African games. So we'll have all that planned by then.
okay, okay. So I'd drawn a simple chart as we were discussing about the timings and the dates. I just drew a simple chart that can help me or help you understand. I believe, as you mentioned, your technical team has looked into so many things going into the next season.
Yeah.
Let me share, see if we can get some information out of it. Yep, now we got it.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, here it is. I think after looking at this, I have maybe 2-3 more questions. Are you
Yes.
able to see it?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
can see it. I can see it. Yeah.
okay? So if you look at the top left, there is the event,
Mm-hmm.
the
There's a
month.
graph. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't look at the graph yet. I want us to look to concentrate on
Okay. Okay.
the table first. It will help us understand the graph.
Oh, top left. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So there is the name of the event, the South African one, the Botswana Grand Prix. So in South Africa, which was
Yeah.
on
The Kiprino. Yeah.
April 12th, you did
Yes.
10.5 and you are position 1.
05. 05. Yes.
It's 10.05.
Yeah.
Okay. And you are position 1.
Yes.
Then the next race you went to was in Botswana on April 29,
Yeah.
which was 17 days later, and you
Mm-hmm.
are number 1 with 9.78.
Yeah.
And then after that, you did another race on May 13th, Kipkeino Classic.
Yeah.
That was 13 days later with the 9.84.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next race was in Rabat, 14 days later, May 27th, with 10.5, your position 3.
Yeah.
Then thereafter, the next race was 7 days later on June 2nd, in Florence, Diamond League, and your position 2.
Yeah.
The next one was 30 days later, July 2nd, did
It should be
9.92,
18th. Actually, it
Monaco.
was July 8th. July 21st, actually. 21st, yes.
That is in Monaco.
Yeah.
So June and June 2nd, June 2nd and July 21, right?
Yeah, but there are races I did in between there. The small ones though.
Oh, this one just took the big ones, huh?
Oh yeah, the big ones. Yeah.
Just took the big ones. The continental tours, you call them the Diamond League and Grand Prix. Is it the Golden and the Continental Tours? I believe so.
Yeah.
So that was about 18 days later. 21 minus 19 days later. You are number one. You are number one. And then Budapest World Championship. 18 days later, August 20th. You did 10.7 and was position 7. Then the second last was in Zagreb. 20 days later, did 9.94, position 1. And the final Diamond League was on 16th September, which was 6 days later. And you did 9.85, position 6.
Yeah.
Position 3.
Position 3.
I think, okay, this is position 3. No, that's 6. So 6 is the number of days later. Yeah, position 3, that one.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to look at was trying to see how the number of days you took to rest before you took to the other race.
A competition.
To the next competition played a part in either, played a part in either you doing well or not doing well.
Yeah.
But I believe you said that you guys have looked at so much in terms of the number of competitions and which competitions to take part in.
Yes.
So if you look at the graphs, I think this 30 is what you changed here to be 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should have been 18. Yeah. So, but you can see that if you rest more, you do well.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I said we are going to reduce our races significantly, because there are those races that you are running that were not really, like I said, the competition is out there. The competition for me is not even in Africa. The competition is going to be in the Diamond League series with the kind of the main guys in the world champs, and I need to compete with the top 20 guys in the world. Yeah, not everybody.
All the time.
Because we're also even thinking to cut the competitions that we are doing in Kenya. The ones mostly in an overview. What we'll do next year is the Kipkeno Classic and the Nationals, basically, because of my work. Yeah. But all the other races, we are going to cut them down so that we keep our energy for the big races.
Yeah, as you can see down there, I mentioned whatever was in my mind when I was doing this graph. Yeah, the number of competitions that you could do in a year or that you're doing in a year, the training program that you have, the recovery plan that you have in place, the nutrition, how often do you rest? Do you have how often do you rest, or do you have a rest plan? And then, of course, your body weight, if it could make some significant difference in terms of your performance. So I plotted time against the number of days. That's why you see that graph, and it shows. If you look at like 10.5, the second 10.5. 7 days. That is, I think, Zagreb.
Yes.
Florence, sorry.
Florence.
Yeah,
Florence
and Rabat.
Florence and Rabat, yeah.
You see, you had 13 days rest before you came to Rabat. and then 7 days rest before you from Rabat to Florence. The difference was 7. And you see, it's like 10.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, you said there's so many races in between, so these might not really represent, give us a very good representation. But if it's
to get the actual races I did, you just go to my profile in the World Athletics, like just Google Ferdinand Omanyala, and then there's the World Athletics profile. They have everything that I did. We counted was 39 races this year that we did, including the relays and the 200. So those were a lot of races.
Yeah. 39 races. Yeah, those are quite immense.
39 races, yeah.
So I'm not part of your technical team, but as a concerned Kenyan, as member of the sports fraternity in Kenya, I was just trying to come up with this.
Yes.
Just to help you and other people understand that it's important to have data, statistics, make decisions based on reliable data.
Yeah.
And I know most Kenyans are affected by this, like the 5,000, 10,000, maybe 1,500. Sometimes we indulge in taking competing in a lot of races, which at the end of the day does not work for us when we really
our performance.
Yes, we really need that performance. Yeah. So but it's good.
That's why next season there'll be a very big change. So glad you brought it up.
So it's good. Your technical team has worked around some of these factors, and I believe we hope to see. You said you're looking at 9.5.
Next year we are targeting the African record. Let me say that.
African record.
Yes. So whatever it will be, so long as it's an African record, we are really will work for that.
That is the 9.78.
77 or below.
77 or below. Oh, that's nice. Before
actually, the African record is 77, so it will be 976 or below.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice. Maybe if we were to deviate a little bit, I have 2 more questions that I would like you to maybe, if you can, respond to.
It's fine. Yes.
One is based on our coaching system in Kenya. What do you think, or what any advice or any insight that you could give according to you?
What I can say about the coaching system is that we have very good coaches in Kenya. We have coaches who are really putting in the work and researching every day and day in, day out, to just make our sprinters better. But one thing I'd like to advise our coaches in Kenya is that we should get to class. The coaches should go to class and just know how to put everything together, and their courses always are organized by the federation and World Athletics, sometimes online, but now again you do physical classes. But what I can advise the sprint coaches in Kenya is let's learn, let's get to class, and also let's learn how to work together, because it's now getting personal. Sometimes you might find a coach who doesn't really want to hear what other coach might say, or all these other things. But I would like to advise them to work together, because with a group you can get far, but getting far alone is tricky. So if we can just know how to interact, like for athletes, I love to have an athlete come and ask me how is it done. I've gotten that a lot. So if that can be done also to the coaching system and every other field, the physiotherapist field, the doctors, everywhere, if we can just learn how to work together. At some point, it gets to a level where it's no longer personal. It's no longer for you as a person. It's no longer for your own interest, but for the interest of the whole country. So if we can work together, that would be nice.
Yeah, I get you quite clearly. We need to embrace science education, into our coaching system. Of course, we are a very talented country, but it seems like we cannot make any further. We cannot progress further if we do not embrace, science and education into our coaching system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I know it's a conversation that is ongoing with Nairobi University to help at the National Olympic level, to help coaches just to,
Nice.
get to know more
Yeah,
about
to plan, to know how to
yes,
plan their programs. Yes.
yeah,
That's very good. Yes.
yeah, and it's good if everybody is operating from the same page, unlike everybody is operating on
Yes.
their own and hoping to achieve, the same thing. Maybe my last question would be about women. It seems our women are doing better than men, or it's just a perception. Yeah.
In terms of sports,
Yeah, in terms of sports, especially athletics, you can see all the medals are being brought in by ladies.
yeah.
Maybe my observation is not quite.
I've never, but looking at the previous one, the immediate one, the world champs.
Yeah.
I think was it even? Because we had some medals from 5,000. We had a medal from steeplechase. Yeah, both men and women. 1,500 was only women. Yeah, let's see. I think I'm looking at it as equally balanced.
But it seems they
Yeah.
are coming up well. We no longer
Yeah, the
rely
women
on.
are, yes,
Yeah.
on the men's side, which
Yeah.
I think it's been happening for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it now that comes to individual athlete.
Yes.
Like for me, I should just work on my field very hard to make sure I get a medal for this country at the Olympics, and then the other person for 200, 400, yeah, all that put together.
Okay. So, as you've put it, more of it is more of a personal, approach. More of a personal approach. Again, more of talent. But on my side, I see ladies are coming up very well. I think we have very many talented ladies. But of course, there's competition out there, and each competition comes by its own, challenges. The last one, I think ladies did well. I think all the 3 golds we got from ladies, Mora, Faith, and I think, was it Beatrice?
No, Beatrice did not win gold. We only had 2 golds.
Oh, 2 golds, yeah. Yeah, two from ladies. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I won't take much of your time. I know it's a busy afternoon. Sunday is quite tight. If you have any parting shot, any advice that you'd love to give to our top athletes who want to maintain their performance at that high level, and of course anybody aspiring to
be an athlete,
and perform at that level.
Yeah, what I can advise any elite athletes out here is they should learn that sport is 2 ways. You win or lose sometimes, and it's how we handle that part that's the most important one. Because if you dwell so much on the loss, you might not experience the wins. So I can just advise the elite athletes that sport is 2 way. You lose sometimes, you win sometimes, but let's just have that strong mentality that there's always a better tomorrow after losses. For me, I snapped out of it. Na tuache kujihurumia. Sometimes unakaa hapo manze unasema this happened, and then you having so much sympathy on yourself. To snap out of it, as a sportsman, you should be ready to go to the next day. Usikae hapo ngoja the next day come to you. Be ready to After one loss, changamka, amka, get into the next one and say you're better than we were yesterday. So that's my advice to them. To the upcoming athletes and those who want to, there are many people want to be Omanyala. Don't be Omanyala, be yourself. Because our paths are never the same. Our roads, our paths, our destinies are different. I might have gone through what I went through to get where I am now, but your path will be a different one. So just be you, just be yourself. Look up to people like us, but don't want to be us. Don't want to run like Omanyala. Just come with you just be you. And of course, consistency. I'll always say consistency, discipline, because that's what makes the talent and the physical part. But the mental strength has to be in it, because you might be the best physical and fit. You must be the best fit athlete in the field, but your mental capability or mental strength is like 20%. That's how you lose your game. So always strive to have that strong mentality. Practice it from even at home. Sometimes you might just wake up and your day is not just going well, but the positive mindset that you have will make things turn around. So we start practicing from that level, getting into the training sessions, and you try and put every positive thing out of a negative situation. You might get into a gym upate ijafunguliwa, and then it takes like an hour to open the gym, and then wewe hapo umesnap already, you're already out of it. Unasema acha ikae, acha niende home. So those small things, the small things are the ones that shape into these big things. And when you're given a bigger challenge, you can handle it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ferdinand, for creating and making time to have this interview. I believe myself,
Karibu sana.
at least I've learned that you're doing something which I know everyone is looking forward to. We all wish you well and want you to
Yes.
do. You've put our country on the map, on the 100 meters, something that
Thank you. Thank you.
we weren't thinking about it. Yeah, but now it's Kenya's name is amongst the top 100 meters or sprinters in the world. So thank you so much.
Yes.
And hope to
Karibu
see you
sana.
again before the end of the year, so that we can unveil that plan for next year.
Of course. We'll unfold everything and then.
Yeah. All right. You have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
We'll
Asante
catch
sana.
up. Yeah. You can.
You
We
too.
have a lot of
All right.
recorded.
Bye.
Yeah, we have a lot of recorded coaching lessons in our website. You can visit our website.
Okay.
Maybe advise other coaches to follow us and get materials and resources from there. All right.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks so much.
Sawa
Pass my
sawa.
regards to all.
Thank you. Asante.
Karibu.
I will.